Greetings to all our esteemed delegates, our partners, our speakers, facilitators, steering committee members, co-chairs of the steering committee, Professor Dr. Maria Gujardo, who's with us today, Dr. Ashok K. Pandey, and friends of the Global Citizenship Foundation from around the world. We also have with us today Robin Dada, as well as Georgina Pazzi from the steering committee. So I take this moment to formally conclude the conference and share with you some of the thoughts and ideas. First and foremost, I would like to say thank you to each one of you. One, for allowing us to serve you and to work with you in this amazing journey of transforming education for human and planetary flourishing. We're very grateful for the amazing things you do to make our world a better place and for having contributed to this conference, which witnessed almost about more than 79 experts from 50 countries with a combined experience of over 1500 years, leading 59 sessions with roughly about 45 hours of programming over the last 3 days. Now, this conference has been an extraordinary and transformative experience personally for me and my team, which has been made possible by dedicated educators, education leaders, professionals, and policymakers like you. Your engagement and your thoughtful questions throughout the conference have significantly enriched our idea of things and the discussions on transforming education. Um, you have been instrumental in fostering a dialogue on rethinking, reimagining, and reshaping global education for human and planetary flourishing. Now, none of this would have been possible to this extent without the constant support of the steering committee and the steering committee co-chairs, Professor Dr. Maria Gujardo and this distinguished professor of leadership at Soka University, Japan, and Dr. Ashok K. Pandey, the chairperson of the Council for Global Citizenship Education. Both are tall and inspiring figures in my life. So a big shout out to them and a big shout out and love to Liam Vegemon, our keynote speaker for ICT conference this year, whose work I've admired for a really, really long time. So I want to take this opportunity also to extend my deepest gratitude to each and every committee member who stood with us till the end and steered this conference towards success. So I would like to give a shout out to Dr. Christine Haskell, adjunct lecturer, Washington State University, United States, Dr. Robin Dada, who's a professor and department head at University of Northern Iowa, Dr. Karina Menzi Ballantyne, senior lecturer at CQ University in Australia, Georgina Pazzi, education consultant, EduMazing Australia, Daniela Kohn Lieberberg, SEMA Academy in the United States, Professor Mirna Nell, Deputy Dean for Research and Innovation at Northwestern University, Professor Paul Downs from Dublin City University, Ireland, Lottie Dowling, Meg Languages from Australia, Farzana Ali from Rupani Academy, Pakistan, Deepthi Singh, researcher from Soka University, Japan, Deborah Sikla Ward, professor of Middle Tennessee State University, Professor Alok Bajpai, professor at IIT Kanpur, Dr. Amrita Vora, Director of Education at GEMS Education India, and Sasha Cartagena, Board of Directors at the Council of Exceptional Children. Now, Maria San, in her catalytic keynote on global leadership, asked all the delegates present, what is your truth? So I believe in the coexistence of multiple truths. And personally, my biggest truth and realization is that death is inevitable and life is too short to cling on to what's bigger than you. As a first generation learner and a leader, I do believe in the responsibility of creating inclusive spaces and to create pathways for those who follow us or those who come up after us. So I would want to reassure you one thing, that Global Citizenship Foundation is not vying to become an empire building organization, but it's here to support great work of organizations and individuals who believe, uh, who we believe, have given us the responsibility or the space to be able to support them through the initiatives and events like what you see today. So I'm immensely grateful to everyone who provided us with this space to engage with all of you, our partners, our sponsors, and every supporting organization that has contributed to the success of this conference. So your collaboration and commitment to transforming education is very valuable, and we thank you for your support. Special thanks to University of Northern Iowa. Uh, Robin Dada, thank you so much for allowing us to be able to connect with University of Northern Iowa, SEMA Academy, Ban Ki-moon Center for Global Citizens, Doc Analyzer, Tech to the Rescue, and Young Leaders for Active Change. I want to specially thank our special invitees from Soka University, students from Soka University, students from University of Chester, and students from University of Abdul Malik Isadi. And I also want to congratulate and thank participation from ITL Public School and Sancheti Public School. They've done a fabulous job with the cultural engagement within the conference, as well as contribute to the overall dialogue. Now, the confluence of these visionary leaders and thinkers is a powerful reminder that transformation and transformative education is a shared vision. And this shared vision, we can achieve it by building it together. So, as an organization, we believe in open access of knowledge. That is the basis of global solidarity. This is also premised on the principle that commodification of global education is an act of great global injustice. It's an act of depriving folks of human rights. Therefore, we did everything at our end to include hundreds of folks from around the world through what some of the folks called revolutionary or no questions asked policy. So, in case you're inspired to contribute to the conference next year and support the amazing work that we do in shining a light on organizations and individuals, please nudge your institutions, your schools to register a collective delegation. And we'd give a shout out to your schools in the next year's conference. Now, as I conclude, I have four announcements to make. Now, the first one is, since we are very mindful of who we take funding from, this year we're very thrilled to announce the launch of the Global Citizenship Fund. It's an open public campaign where we are inviting everyone who believes in our mission to contribute towards the work that we are doing. This fund is transparent and open in its reporting and compliance. So when you what do you call contribute to this fund, you can see where the money is going very transparently on an open platform. We are also excited to share that our working groups on global citizenship education, social emotional learning, and artificial intelligence will be commencing their preliminary discussions, as well as launch short experimental projects in their respective domains. So, as part of the volunteer groups, you can drive critical conversations to advance our shared goals and collective vision. I encourage you to register your interest and join the working group if you have the time and bandwidth to contribute. I'm also thrilled to announce the opening of the Global Education Awards nomination for ICT 2025. We invite you to nominate individuals and entities who are making significant strides in transformative education. And finally, the next year's conference would be around the same dates, that's November 12th to 14, 2025. So we'd be very happy to see you. Now, as you can see from the conference, it was a massive conference with so many experts. I could only take a few ideas and share them with you before I yield the floor to the steering committee co-chair, Professor Dr. Maria Gujardo. So this year's conference was graced by the presence of inspiring luminaries like Liam Vegemont, the executive director of GENE, which is Global Education Network Europe. He delivered a keynote address which resonated deeply with what we do at the foundation, and also reminded us of the power of storytelling, compassion, and critical dialogues. In addition to his amazing catalytic keynote, we also had State of the Education address and a lot many sessions. Now, from the sessions, I have taken a great deal of ideas, which includes like some of the sessions emphasized on connection and community to examine if competition defines the core of humanity. And I personally was reminded of Daisuke Ikeda's work on collaborative, what do you call, competitive collaboration for humanity. To that, on those lines, from what I remember, the very idea that we both need to compete to do good in the world in a certain collaborative way. So from understanding various typologies of, say, global citizenship education, where Maria-san also spoke about critical global citizenship education, to indicating how can we mainstream it um, uh, through including, say, global education leaders. We also discussed how AI is the new electricity and its integration must be guided by ethics and transparency in academic to uphold academic integrity. We also spoke about how AI reshapes job markets and human interactions across borders, what universal impact it would have on global collaboration. So these were insightful discussions that we were having. We also looked at leveraging dialogical engagement to build global resonance for navigating our own identities and our own global leadership through the catalytic keynote that the committee co-chair presented. From adopting an integrated approach of hope and SEL to enabling young people to determine sustainable livelihood framework for youth, we discussed on ways to connect pedagogical methods to critical thinking, to holistic perspectives, to self-guided learning and forecasting of future outlooks based on how technology and pedagogy will blend. We had a lot many discussions, and one thing I can share is all this discussion had an Aristotelian tone to it, where the idea of educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. So we resonated the idea of connecting the head, hand, heart, and all senses in terms of experiencing education. So as I yield the floor, I want to once again thank all of you for giving my team and me the opportunity to have served you. So thank you once again. I'm very grateful. I could not have imagined the possibility of uh, 80 experts almost from 50 countries coming together on one common platform, right? For me, this is like a huge achievement and a dream for my team. So thank you for helping us in that journey. Maria-san, the floor is all yours.
Arian, thank you so much, and gratitude and appreciation to you and your staff and that whole cadre of volunteers. Every session hosted and staffed, and I can only imagine how much work happened behind the scenes. And so, heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to all of you. As we close, I'm reminded as you were speaking, Arian, that it is about co creation. And I think that's what this conference allows us to do. We come together, we explore, we imagine, we co create. And that is what contributes to the transformative experience, the transformative education that we're aspiring towards. And to close, the three of us, Georgina, Robin, and myself, we've each taken on a question, and we'd like to share our personal response to the question. My question was, Maria, what did you value the most from the conference? This year, more than years past, I valued the younger voices that contributed, the younger voices that led sessions, that moderated sessions, that brought their worldview to this conference. I recognize that it is only through this intergenerational collaboration that we are going to be able to continue to thrive and move forward. So my hat's off, and this truly will be something that I will take with me, this transformative experience of intergenerational leadership and collaboration. That is one of the greatest values my takeaway from this conference. And now I'd like to yield the floor to Robin.
Well, one of the things that I really appreciate about this conference and about the experience this year was the perspectives and the thought processes related to continuing an international dialogue on areas in education that maybe haven't had their rightful place for a long time. I appreciate the focus on social emotional learning and where that fits in the overall scheme of learning and feeling. I appreciated the role of the focus on the arts and how the arts contribute to the bigger picture, not only of learning facts and content, but also of the so what. So what about the facts and content? What's important? I appreciated the emerging technologies focus, particularly in the area of AI. There's the potential for real opportunities to help make education more inclusive and more appropriate to each of us. And there's also some responsibilities there, some ethical use issues that we need to look at. And all of these things, to me, really feed into the real development of a transformative experience in education. So those are my takeaways.
Thank you so
And
much,
I would
Robert.
yield the floor to Georgina.
Oh, for me, this is my third year at the conference, and the value of this conference for me has always been the connection. We're uniting the world here at this conference because we have people from all over the world being here. And what I love about it is it does connect our hearts and our minds, and that we are the difference that we need to make in this world through what it is that we do, through what it is that we share, and also taking it from today and then acting on it too. So that difference continues, and we spread the word right across the world about the importance of global citizenship and what it is that we truly represent as human beings. So for me, it's been an absolute honour and a pleasure to be not just part of the committee, but to be here with you all, to hear your stories, to hear your voices, and to also, I think for me, appreciate in my heart what it is that you do that makes that difference, and to hear it from different, areas of the world is just truly inspiring. And I also value the connection we have even through the speed sharing as well, where we get to meet people that we don't usually get to meet, and form beautiful bonds that can keep connecting us and keep helping us to grow as human beings. And also to remind us all that we are leaders, or each one of us has a part to play, because if we don't play that part, we're not going to realise the vision of what this is truly about. And I love the wonderful richness of and the diversity of what we talk about too, that allows us to really enrich our minds and grow our hearts, knowing that what we're about to do is really truly special. So I'm really honoured to be here and to value you and everything that all of you do in this conference and beyond.
Thank you so much, Georgina. And I think about what can we expect as we move forward. And I was reminded as you were speaking, Arian, that I met you almost exactly 5 years ago. And we were at a UNESCO conference, and there was this young man who I asked him, well, what do you do? And again, extending ourselves out to one another. And out of that connection came this amazingly rich, transformative, and I keep using that word, but it captures so well the experience of complex relationships and how they evolve. We nurture them, they continue to grow. And I saw that in terms of the participation. One of the final speakers at the conference was poet scholar Ria Karth. And she used the word illumination. That was one of the key concepts that she presented on. I want to grab onto that word and say, not only am I committed to deepening my understanding of what that means in my own life as an educator, as a mother, as a friend, as a sister, but also what would that mean moving forward as we look forward to the next year. And if the past year was any representation of what will come next year, I'm just going to encourage you all to hold on. Hold hands. Maybe that should be part of our motto going forward. We need to be continuing to belong to this community, what Martin Luther King would call a beloved community. If we continue to belong, to participate, to be accountable to one another, I think growing the community, and that's what I've seen over the last 3 years, as Georgina mentioned, it has been a community that has been growing. So I want to commit to holding up that illumination and really being able to support those that are coming, those, because more will come. I am absolutely certain that more will come. And so, Arian, I know that you have some final words. Why don't I hand it back to you?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Maria-san. I think your words, Anisa, very powerful, as well as very inspiring. Like, you've always been encouraging. So really, really appreciate that. And I also felt like throughout engaging with the community, with the committee, amazing folks, like say, for example, Maria-san, Robin, Dr. Pandey, and others, I did feel like it gives me a lot of hope as a young person in the room. I do feel that you inspire me not to be cynical or not to get cynical. So I think when you see despair all around and you see amazing folks who have carried the torch so far, I feel it's just heartwarming. So thank you for what you do. And I would like to take this moment to also thank the remarkable team behind this event. So it's not a one-person event. I think we've had a huge team behind working on behind the scenes, and I feel deeply honored to have worked with them. I have with me Rachel, whose actual name is Olubada Milola Ayo Ajakai. I also have with me Ridhima Mahajan, Maria, Zoya, Han, Idorin, Yen, Leonora, Olu Watson, Anisa, Gadina, Priscilla, Blessing, Bilkis, Glory, Boccello, and others. So I really want to take this moment to thank each one of them for having done what they did. I think I could not ask for a much better team than what I have. Let's up the game. 2025 is really close now. So I'm really looking forward to be welcoming all of you. So we'll be starting the work right after this conference. And I do hope that everything that we do is for you. And I do hope that you feel that you belong to this community. So that feeling is what we want to foster, as it's vital. And thank you so much, Maria-san, for steering us with Dr. Pandey throughout the entire thing, and for being that encouraging voice. And thank you, Robin, for engaging throughout. And thank you, Georgina, for what you have done. And thank you to everybody, including Christine, who is not here with us on the stage, but I think all of the folks have done a fabulous job. So thank you once again. And I hope you have a great year. And as we go, I keep telling our world needs more love. So let's continue, spreading love, care, compassion. We need it in these times. So continue doing what you do. And I think some of you will be invited to join the community platform. So please feel free to join in and experience the dialogue beyond the conference. So thank you once again. So formally, we have ended it. Thank you, Maria-san, and Robin and Georgina for joining in today for the conclusion.
And
Thank you all.
Next year. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think we have a performance as you go. We have a performance by Sancheti Public School, by students of Sancheti Public School. So we would be going ahead with the presentation of that. Just give me 1 second. So I think we have it here.
अयं निजः परोवेति गणनालघु चेतसाम् उदारचरितानं तु वसुधैव कुटुम्बकं one for all and all for one. I am yours and you are mine. Together we stand for all. One world, one goal, equity and education for all. One world, one hope to see a much better world. Hope, love and peace, unity in diversity is what we seek. Ayam nijah paroveti garna lagu chetasam charitanam tu vasu ayam nijha paroveti ganana lagu chetasam udar charitanam tu vasudhaiva kutumbakam one for all and all for one. I am yours and you are mine. Together we stand for all. One world, one goal. Equity and education for all. One world, one hope to see a much better world. Hope, love and peace. Unity in diversity is what we seek. Ayam nijha paroveti ganana lagu chetasam udar charitanam tu vasudhaiva kutumbakam. The thought that we are unrelated is long gone and outdated. I am yours and you're all mine. Together we let humanity shine. Global Citizenship Foundation is for